All this meeting to order. City of Groves notice the regular meeting of the City Council Chamber, Groves City Hall, October 9th, 2023, 5 p.m. If you would all rise for the prayer and pledge, please.
Father, in the name of Jesus, I ask you for your divine wisdom for all of City Council today to make good decisions in these meetings, decisions that are directed by you. I ask you also for the protection of our firemen and our police that watch out for the City of Groves. I ask you for wisdom for our city marshal and our fire chief. I ask that you would give wisdom to city administration and all of our employees. Please protect them as they go about taking care of our city. I pray that you protect all of our military stationed all around the world and special protection for our military people from Groves. I thank you that your mercy is new every day over Groves, that you are prospering the City of Groves, and that every man, woman, and child walks in divine health, favor, and protection. I ask that you prosper every business, and I ask you for favor and wisdom for those bringing new businesses into our city. And according to your word, I pray for the peace of Jerusalem, and I ask you for their deliverance today from the enemy. I declare that Groves is blessed and that this city belongs to you, and I thank you for it in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the Father, which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item 2, roll call. City Clerk.
Mayor Warren,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem McAdams,
Here.
Councilmember Dugas,
Here.
Councilmember Oliver,
Here.
Councilmember Vincent.
Here. I'd like to welcome everybody to tonight's meeting. Item 4 on the agenda will be approved the minutes of the September 23rd, 2023 special meeting.
Make a motion, we approve the minutes of the September 23rd, 2023 special meeting. Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the minutes of the September 23rd, 2023 special meeting. Do I have any questions? No questions, vote on the motion. Mayor votes aye. Mayor Pro Tem McAdams.
Aye.
Councilmember Vincent.
Aye.
Councilmember Oliver.
Aye.
Councilmember Dugas.
Aye.
Motion passes. Item 5, we approve the minutes of the September 25th, 2023 City Council meeting and joint public hearing.
I make a motion to approve the minutes of the September 25th, 2023 City Council meeting and joint public hearing.
Have a motion and a second to approve the minutes of the September 25th, 2023 City Council meeting and the joint public hearing. Do you have any questions? No questions, vote on the motion. Mayor votes aye. Mayor Pro Tem McAdams.
Aye.
Councilmember Vincent. Aye. Councilmember Oliver.
Aye.
Councilmember Dugas.
Aye.
Motion passes. Item 6, approve the minutes of the October 2nd, 2023 special meeting.
I make a motion to approve the minutes of the October 2nd, 2023 special meeting.
No, second.
Have a motion and a second to approve the minutes of the October 2nd, 2023 special meeting. Do you have any questions? No questions, vote on the motion. Mayor votes aye. Mayor Pro Tem McAdams.
Aye.
Councilmember Vincent.
Aye.
Councilmember Oliver.
Aye.
Councilmember Dugas.
Aye.
Motion passes. Item 7 will be receive the minutes from the September 25th, 2023 planning and zoning minutes. Or meeting, I should say. Everybody got a copy?
I got a copy.
Item 8, reports. Any reports?
Yes, sir. Mayor and council, I just wanted to let everybody know, I have a flyer out in front of everybody. We're having our open house at the fire station this Wednesday, starting at 6 o'clock. If anybody could make it, we'd love to have y'all. It's got a lot going on. In my absence, Josh Nelson and Kelly Moore have taken this on, and they've got a big deal planned. They've done well this year for fire prevention already. So just wanted to point that out for everybody and the public as well. That's all the reports I had.
Any other reports? Do you have any citizen comments at this time? Any citizen comments? All right, 9A will be consider approval and agreement between the City of Groves and the Chamber of Commerce and Tourist Center.
I make a motion, we consider approval of an agreement between the city of Groves and the Chamber of Commerce and Tourist Center.
I'll say.
Oh, go ahead. Jeez.
Have a motion in 2 seconds to consider approval of an agreement between the city of Groves and Chamber of Commerce and Tourist Center. Do you have any questions?
If I may,
Yes, ma'am.
I was looking all of this over and Mrs. Bolts, would you mind? I have some questions. On the insurance, page that you gave us, that proves about the insurance.
Oh, Ms. Dugas, 1 second. Let's do a clarification here. This was a tabled motion.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Did we start a new one or should we just untable this one?
I think we can just consider it like this, since it's on the agenda that way.
Okay,
Go ahead.
you make it.
Okay, thank you. I didn't see on this page that you provided us where the city of Groves is covered. Let's see, I was asking Mr. Monk, on the last page of the, excuse me,
Item number 11.
yeah, item number 11, it says the city of Groves as an additional insured. Did they do that with this policy, do you know?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. All of that is supposed to be covered, and I think that's covered in the agreement as well.
Right, but the agreement says it.
Yes,
Insurance
ma'am.
policy.
We've had issues with getting a current copy of them because we changed from one NAPSAP to another. And when he tried to get it from, the actual insurance company,
Mhm.
they didn't recognize him. They were like, you didn't issue the policy. And so they asked him to have me email them. I emailed them over 2 weeks ago. They still have not gone back with me.
Thank you. I just wanted to know about that. And then on the, financial agreement, excuse me, your financial, estimated annual income. I just wanted to make sure all of the city council knew that if they look at the bottom, that what you did do for, is the one here today?
He's out in the hall.
Oh, is he okay? That, that our financial director, did meet with you about the property tax and the tax return, and what you have on here is 50/50.
Yes, ma'am. We moved that from the 60/40 to the 50/50. I had brought with me the, very well-read, what's called the Texas two-step, which is actually what you use to go by for the, hotel motel tax, what you can spend on, what you can't. And even though it's a generalization of what we feel, how much time we spend on this and spend on that, what that would fall under, that particular thing would fall under administration.
Right. Okay. I just wanted to clarify. that,
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sure they were.
Yes, ma'am, we did change that to 50/50.
Also on the contract.
Mhm.
Let's see, the third page. The second paragraph. Should say. Where it says tax will be made available for review. Everybody got that on your copy of your contract? It should say with invoices of said expenditures. That was left off. Now, let me preference this with, I did not send a follow-up email to Mr. Monk. I forgot to send it with some of these changes, so I can see where they would not have gotten on the contract.
This contract, the original that I drew up from the very beginning, was contract from the previous contract from 2021. So the things that were changed were the things that was brought to our attention and needed changing.
Right, it should say with invoices of said expenditures. And,
I'm sorry, what line are you talking about?
okay, it's on,
You said page 3.
yeah, third page, second paragraph. At the end of that paragraph, it says expenditures with revenue from the local hotel occupancy tax will be made available for review, and it should say with invoices of said expenditures.
Says invoices for these expenditures.
So we don't need that in
I
there?
think the first line, the first word takes care of that. And the first word is invoices. So it
Okay,
is a
so you
little,
think that it would work?
I do.
Okay, then I will work that on. Okay, and the one, two, three, the fourth paragraph. It says shall make the records available for inspection and review. The city will do the same. The other, contract said during normal working hours. I think that covers you and covers the city, because anyone can come up and say, well, it doesn't say that, you know, I have to wait until you're open, so.
Yeah,
If it says during
I'm not
normal
sure if
working
that's in
hours.
just in one place or it might be tiered, because I remember those exact
I think
words.
the reason for that modification is because most often these days, those records are exchanged electronically.
Oh, okay,
And so if everybody's gonna get a copy of them and they're gonna get disseminated electronically, then I wouldn't think that we need to worry about the business hour restriction.
okay. So that we don't need to be concerned about. Okay. I wanted to find out in, which page is this one? 8, I think. It's page 8, yeah, page 8. X indemnity clause. 3rd paragraph under indemnity clause. It says in the furtherance of this agreement. And I wanted to know if that language is good and workable.
It is good,
in there.
yes.
Okay. I had sent, and back in August, I had sent a copy of the March 2021 agreement.
Did
you see that?
I have that. You
Okay.
sent it, Mr. Monk has sent it, Clarissa sent it, and I have the original copies.
Okay, and one of the things that I wanted to add into the contract, and the reason I want to add it is because, one of the emails that you had sent, pointed it out, but I wanted to add that, that we would receive monthly statements. And when I say that, let me tell you that when Mr. Bono would send them to us, sometimes in 1 month, we got three
Yeah, no,
statements.
this includes, and it says monthly statements. You guys
Okay, this
get
says
monthly.
quarterly.
Yeah, no, we send monthly statements. I send
Okay,
them
so
monthly.
You're gonna, okay, so we should change.
And I'm not gonna send them, I'm going to bring them to Clarissa. So we don't have to worry about the printer.
Yeah.
I don't get blank copies.
Yeah, okay, so it doesn't say monthly, Mr. Monk, but it says quarterly, so should we change it to monthly? Or add it as monthly? I mean, I don't know how you want to put it in there, just because it's a contract, it needs to be put in there.
If the city desires for it to be enforceable on a monthly basis, then we need to include that. If instead, we're just interested that they be sent at least quarterly and more often would be fine, and then no change would be needed there.
Okay, one of the other things, there's 2 other things. I wanted to add in, so it's not understood or at will, I guess you could say, but that we would receive a year-end con pageant and festival event profit and loss report.
Okay,
Now,
that's separate from this contract. So I don't have a problem with doing a different agreement with you all, but that's not part of this contract. The Farm Festival is not part of this contract.
Well, I was gonna ask, it's a report though, but I was gonna ask Mr. Monk, can we put it in this contract?
Is it part of another standalone agreement already?
No, because it's a separate entity totally.
See, the con pageant for their advertising receives money from city council, which we voted on the last time we were here. So I don't see why we can't put in the contract that we would receive the year-end profit and loss statement from the con festival.
But, well,
I mean, I understand that you would go ahead and
We
do
said
it.
that, yes, ma'am.
I don't see a reason why it could not be included here. It could be included, if the council wants to do.
So can we can change the contract to include that? Because it is a contract. I mean, I understand that Mrs. Canals will do it, but I still think it needs to be in the contract. That, what I'm referencing is one of the emails that you sent.
Yes,
We went over the last.
Yes, ma'am.
You know it.
Yes, ma'am.
And also, on the email, the agreement says that she will send financial statements to the financial director.
Exactly.
Right, because that's what the
Mhm.
contract as is says. I would like to add that the financial statements would be not only sent to the financial director, but the city manager and city council.
The city manager does get them. As far as city council goes, the city manager and the financial director are responsible for getting them to you all. That's the where it stands at this point.
So we don't need to put it in the contract. I just don't want there to be any confusion on,
Well, that's why they're sent down here or brought down here is to get distributed with, for you all.
What do you think, Mr. Meyer?
That's up to council. That could be included in the contract and does not necessarily have to be, but could be.
Does anyone on council have a suggestion?
I'm fine with sending it to the financial director and the city manager. I'll send it to us. We can get mad at them if they don't send it to us.
There's a way it's being done.
Yeah, I don't see how they add that specifically to the contract.
We'll make sure that.
I think that's all I have.
Anything this month that you saw that need to be added to this?
These would be optional additions that council approves. I don't think they're mandatory additions, but they'd be optional additions. If the majority of council wants to make those specific changes from, I think the one that I noticed from quarterly to monthly in terms of the statements. And then if council wanted to require providing the pond festival financials to the financial director, city manager, and city council. I think those are the two that are pending by my notes.
Can we approve with corrections as stated? Or do we need to wait and approve it all
No,
again?
you can do that, and I can make the changes with those changes stated.
Everybody agrees on the monthly, but it can be left with financial director and city manager.
I do that. I do.
As long as it's given to us.
So we can, as it stands, we can approve with corrections noted.
Correct.
So motion on the floor. Any other questions?
Thank you, Mrs. Mouse. Thank you very much.
No other questions? We'll vote on the motion. Mayor votes aye. Mayor Pro Tem McAdams. Councilmember Benson.
Aye.
Councilmember Oliver.
Aye.
Councilmember Dugas.
Aye.
Motion passes. Item 9B, discuss and consider appointing an interim city marshal upon retirement of Marshall Reynolds.
I make a motion, we discuss and consider appointing an interim city marshal upon the retirement of Marshall Reynolds.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second to discuss and consider appointing an interim city marshal until upon retirement of Marshall Reynolds. Do we have any questions? Marshall?
Good evening, Mayor, Council. I'm sure that everybody's already aware that I'm, will be resigning and retiring here shortly. And first I want to say I appreciate the opportunity to be able to come up and let me voice my concerns about the interim, and I really appreciate that. You mind if you have any objections if I have Officer Robin come up?
Yeah.
Okay. And I know a lot of you probably already know Sergeant Chris Robin, but if you don't mind, I'd like to just tell you a little bit about him, introduce you to him. He's currently serving as a patrol sergeant with the Grove Police Department. He was born and raised in Nederland, Texas, where he graduated from high school in 2005. He went to McNeese State University on a football scholarship, a full ride. And played ball there through 2008. He worked for a couple of businesses before paying his way through the Jefferson County Sheriff's Academy in 2012. Chris has been an active member of the Memorial Church of Christ since his teenage years and currently serves as a deacon there. He graduated in 2012 and was hired by the Groves Police Department in December of that year. Chris moved to the city of Groves in 2013, where he currently resides with his wife, son, and daughter. He worked the night shift until moving to the day patrol in 2014, and he volunteered to assist the Mercy Corps of Groves, Texas, alongside Chaplain Richard Turner, which Chris coordinated for a number of years. And in 2014, Chris was elected the treasurer of the Groves Police Officers Association, which he maintains this position today. He became a detective in 2018, where he specialized in property crimes, financial crimes, and internet investigations. Chris has served also as our public information officer since 2020. He's assisted in our National Night Out and our Blue Santa endeavor since the beginning of the Groves, Texas Police Officers Nonprofit Corporation, of which he is currently the director of. I was fortunately able to, back when we hired Chris, Marshall Wilmore was building the building over there, so he kind of turned the hiring over to me. And although he was hired during his tenure, I was proud to be able to say that I played a big role in hiring him. I was afraid at one point we're going to lose him to Nederland, being from Nederland, but like I said, he moved. He not only came to work for us, shortly thereafter he moved into the city of Groves, and I always appreciate that. I'll tell you, I have no reservations about endorsing Sergeant Rodman. He's a man of character and ethics. He's a fine leader, and he is my endorsement. I would like to endorse him for the Grove City the Grove City Marshal interim position, and that's really about all I can say. He's been proud of him. He's a quick learner. He's done a real fine job with us, and we've got a good stable of officers that's going to carry us through the coming years, I can tell you.
So as in, when would this start?
Yeah, we're under discussion.
When is your retirement?
There you go. I'm gonna officially, the last day would be January 5th, Friday, January the 5th. Yeah. That's what I'm planning on.
And so how would the training, when would you start?
Well, I'll tell you, there has been some training, even past a year ago. Involved in some of our asset forfeiture training. I've let him involved him in that. But along, we've been doing things along the way. Had a lot of discussions. We've got him on days now, off of nights, and I will be training him, between now and the time that I leave.
So upon approval, if we give that, would you start tonight as interim, or how was that gonna work?
It would be upon his retirement. So the day after he retired,
That's what,
he would take over. But he could train with him and be working with him until that time.
Now, I will tell you this, I've got like 29 days of comp that I'm gonna take. So I could be, my last day could be about the 10th. About the 10th of next month, so I could be 4 or 5 weeks, and it might really be, I'm available. I can come in and do whatever. I don't have a problem with that at all.
okay, well, I'm glad you said it.
Yeah, absolutely. Even if I'm at the digger league.
No, you won't. No, you won't, Norman. Coming in. Norman and I talked about this about a month or so ago, about getting him in early because that was beneficial for me. When I was named, fire chief after Dale retired, I was able to work with Dale for a couple of months before he actually took the retirement and also that's why we came to y'all tonight about this, to kind of get an early start.
Yeah, that was my concern. I wanted to make sure that, if he was selected, that he'd be prepared and, we'd have some time to, go over everything and so. Again, I have no reservations. I think Chris would be a fine interim marshal and serve the citizens of Grove well.
How many years have you been on the police force here?
Yes, sir. 11 years.
11 years.
Yes, sir. And, Mayor and Council, I just want to state what an honor and a privilege it is to even be considered in this conversation. I do want to express a very major thank you to Marshall Reynolds. He has been there, had my back, and really supported me as I've grown, as an officer over the last several years. He and all the rest of his administration has really built me into the officer that I am today. So I just wanted to state thank you so much for your kind words tonight. Yes, it'll be 11 years in December.
I've had the opportunity to work with Detective Robin on an issue, and I found him to be very trustworthy and honest, and someone that is very learned and smart. I think the city would be in good hands.
Just so we cover all of our bases here, stepping in as interim, that's gonna vacate a position. At that time, is there any concern with filling that position? And then the tough question is, this is an elected position. So once the next election runs around, just as when we have appointed Mr. Vio to interim city manager, he still gets to go back to his position. In the event there was someone else elected, how does this play out in the role of, would Detective or Sergeant Robbins lose his position with the force, or how would it work out?
Right, that's a consideration that we discussed, and, because they're covered under the contract, everyone but me, he'll be fine. He'll be able to go back to his rank, same position. And,
Okay, and what about the vacancy that he has left?
okay, right now, we're, several, 4 or 5 years back, I don't remember how long ago, we ended up getting 2 more officers. We're up to 23 officers now. Those 2 officers have been a benefit, not just for the overtime that we've, that we have, saved on, but also, it's been a cushion. So I can have like a minimum amount of officers, even when I'm down 2 on the night shift and the day shift. So, we're in pretty good shape where that's concerned. We do, however, have 1 in the academy right now. He will finish up in December, early December, and another one that's going to start the academy in January. So, well, technically, we'll only be down 1, and at the time that I retire. And well, I say that, yeah, that'll be, we'll have 1 in training, 1 in the academy, and then, my position will be open a bit.
Have any other questions for Marshall Reynolds or Sergeant Robin? Can I make my motion?
Yes, ready. I'd like to amend my motion, that we consider appointing Chris Robin as interim city marshal upon retirement of Marshall Reynolds.
Mark?
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second to amend the motion to consider appointing Sergeant Chris Robbins as the interim city marshal. Do you have any questions at this time? Being no questions, we'll vote on the motion. Mayor votes aye. Mayor Pro Tem McAdams.
Aye.
Councilmember Bensel.
Aye.
Councilmember Oliver.
Aye.
Councilmember Dugas.
Aye.
Motion passes. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Nine C, the moment. Chief Beal's been waiting for 7 months.
Tim.
Tim. Discuss and consider selecting a candidate for city manager.
I make a motion, we discuss and consider selecting the candidate for city manager.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to discuss and consider selecting a candidate for city manager. Do I have any questions? I don't know that we have any questions, but I'll tell you, this was a long and thoughtful process for this entire council. It's probably the thing that we've probably worked together the best at from the start. I have all the support for the candidate that we've selected, and if I think at this time, can we amend the motion to include the name, please?
I would be glad to. I'd like to amend the motion to consider Kevin Caruth a candidate for city manager.
I second.
Have a motion and a second to consider selecting Kevin Caruth as our next city manager. Do I have any questions? Or does anybody want to sing any praise?
I just have one question as far as the contract goes. Do we have to approve that separately?
Yes, it will be a separate agenda item for that.
Okay.
No, yeah.
Next meeting. So I guess at this time, we'll vote on this motion. Mayor votes aye. Mayor Pro Tem McAdams.
Aye.
Councilmember Benson.
Aye.
Councilmember Oliver.
Aye.
Councilmember Dugas.
Aye.
Motion passes. We're gonna make this official one of these days, with a nice meet and greet and all that stuff, but at this time, we'd ask that do you accept this position for us? Great, I'm glad to hear. Is there anything you'd like to say?
Well, first of all, I will confirm that it has been a very thorough process. But I want to thank you for allowing not only me, but my wife and Sean, who's here with me tonight, to answer the call to serve alongside with council and staff and help make Groves a better place than even what it is today. I was telling them before the meeting that I've got to be careful about what I say about her because Councilman Wenzel goes to the YMCA with my in-laws. Lance's wife went to high school with her. We attended First Methodist Groves, got married there. It's coming back. We know a lot of folks here, and we're excited. So look forward to it.
Well, we're glad to have you and welcome back to the city. And we look forward to working with you closely for the next however many years it takes.
It's a long time. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, item 10, city attorney, consider approval of ordinance 2023-16, granting a specific use permit for gaming room and gaming machines at 2600 Main.
Make a motion that we consider approval of ordinance 2023-16, granting a specific use permit for game room and gaming machine at 2600 Main Avenue.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to consider approval of ordinance 2023-16, granting a specific use permit for game room and gaming machines at 2600 Main Avenue. We'll go on to questions.
This is an ordinance authorizing a specific use permit for gaming machines and game rooms at 2600 Main Avenue, KAG Jubilee Superstop number 3, Block 4, Melrose, providing that no other portions of the zoning ordinance shall be effective hereby, providing publication by publishing the caption only, and providing an effective date.
Do we have any other questions? That's the planning and zoning. Give us their approval, their recommendation.
Mr. Cassetti's here.
Studies here, according to the minutes here, they've met all requirements needed.
Yes, sir.
Between yourself and Don, I'm assuming everybody's good, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do we have any other questions? No other questions, vote on the motion. Mayor votes aye. Mayor Pro Tem McAdams.
Aye.
Councilmember Benson.
Aye.
Councilmember Oliver.
Aye.
Councilmember Dugas.
Aye.
Motion passes. Item 10B, consider approval of ordinance 2023-17, granting a specific use permit for game room and gaming machines at 2610 Main Avenue.
Make a motion to consider approval of ordinance 2023-17, granting a specific use permit for game room and gaming machines at 2610 Main Avenue.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to consider approval of ordinance 2023-17, granting a specific use permit for game room and gaming machines at 2610 Main Avenue. Do you have any questions?
The ordinance authorizing a specific use permit for gaming machines and game rooms at 2610 Main Avenue, Eat Up and Smoke Vape, lots 14 and 15, track 2, Garden Farms, providing that no other portions of the zoning ordinance shall be affected hereby, providing for publication by publishing the caption only, and providing an effective date.
All right, thank you. Mr. Sadie and Don, same questions? Met everything we needed to.
Yeah, met all the requirements.
All right, any other questions? No other questions, vote on the motion. Mayor votes aye. Mayor Pro Tem McAdams.
Aye.
Councilmember Benzel.
Aye.
Councilmember Oliver.
Aye.
Councilmember Dugas.
Aye.
Motion passes. Item 11A, city manager. Invoices, please.
First invoice approval list for October 9th, 2023. Beck, Harold Beck and Sons Incorporated, rotary actuator on filter number 1 replaced, $9,562.52. Brentag Southwest Incorporated, sodium hydroxide used for pH adjustment, $9,385.47. Chameleon Industries polymer for water plant, $33,181.60. City of Port Arthur landfill fees, August 28th, 2023 to September 25th, 2023, $15,475. Culvert Supply, 4-inch and 10-inch repair clamps for water lines, $11,844.14. DXI Industries Incorporated, chlorine for the water plant, $6,861.60. Gulf Coast pay request 1 and 2 for phase 3 of 2023 road improvements, $236,468. Gulf Coast HP cold mix asphalt street patch material, $5,154.56. Jefferson County Appraisal District, fourth quarter payment, $12,907.71. Levens Engineering and Design LLC, August 2023, GLO Phase 3 Engineering Services, $9,800. Lower Natchez Valley Authority, raw water purchase, $55,967.56. Messer Fort McDonald collective bargaining fees, $6,468.51. Moody Brothers, chlorine and sulfur dioxide for wastewater plant, $9,780. Motorola Solutions, 3 handheld radios with accessories for utilities, $9,129.30. Motorola Solutions, 5 handheld radios with accessories for solid waste, $15,215.50. Republic Services, commercial dumpster collection for August 2023, $8,169.47. Rural Pipe and Supply, culverts for stocking yard, $5,026. Sabine Equipment, Georgia Lift Station number 4 pump, $7,891.25. Sabine Equipment, clarifier number 2 gearbox repair, $9,800. Sabine Equipment, Georgia Lift Station number 4 and number 5 chopper pumps, $41,966. TRP Construction Group, Lincoln Avenue street striping, $38,560. Texas Pride Utilities, pay app number 8 for 2022-2023 CLFRF pipe bursting, $24,199.20. Texas Pride Utilities, pay app number 9 for 2022-2023 CLFRF pipe bursting, $80,055, for a total invoice list for October 9th, 2023, $662,862.39.
868.
$868, I'm sorry. Thank you.
I make a motion to approve the invoice list for October 9th, 2023.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second to approve the invoice list for October 9th, 2023. Do you have any questions? I have a few.
Okay.
The Gulf Coast payment 1 and 2, the 236, 468. How many more payments do they have, and do we still have retainage held out until they give us a solution for the fixing the cracks?
That part right there, is the city funded side of it, the other part, the other part of the rest of the streets, that is still held out, the other part of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is not their final payment?
No,
Okay. The collective bargaining fees, was that for the fire department?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then last, Texas Pride Utilities, pay application 8 and 9, how many are left? And have we released them from any?
Not yet.
That's the final installment payments. We have, the retainers left, which is around 120,000, I think.
And we're not gonna release that until we're satisfied they fixed everything,
That's correct.
smoothed it out, cleaned it up.
We've given them a punch list, so we're working through that now.
Has the issue on Wilson,
Yes, they've done everything problems they created. The remaining is, problems that were there before.
And they've got it on the list to fix those.
they've got one?
They've got it on the list to fix those other problems that he was just talking about. Should remedy that very soon.
Those are some of my, I'm sorry.
Okay, no, I'm done.
Sure.
Yes, ma'am.
Those are some of my questions too, but I wanted to ask on the repair clamps for the water lines, what exactly are those? I mean, I know what a clamp is, but.
Michael can tell you. Subject matter expert.
So,
Especially right
so,
now.
as you know, with the drought, the ground shrinks, and because we clay soil around here, well, it's breaking a lot of the water lines. Well, to fix it cracks all the way around the water line. It's a metal clamp with a rubber gasket on it. You put it over it, it's got bolts, and you tighten them down, and it squeezes and it seals the leak. So that's, we've gone through a ton of them and still going through them daily, so.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
The Georgia lift station, that stuff that was planned for, or?
I think we had that budget, right, Troy? Those pumps at the lift stations?
I guess.
Thanks. Any other questions? No other questions? Vote on the motion. Mayor votes aye. Mayor Pro Tem McAdams.
Aye.
Councilmember Vincent.
Aye.
Councilmember Oliver.
Aye.
Councilmember Davis.
Aye.
Motion passes. Item 12, councilmember comments.
I have a couple, unless someone wants to go ahead.
Go for it.
I attended the police night out, and that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. And if any of you did not get to come this time, go next year, because it's really nice to see everyone, and the firemen they cut a car apart.
Extrication.
And you get to meet your police officers and everyone. The sheriff's department was out there, so go next time. Second thing, I was a judge on the gumbo cook-off. Thank you, Mrs. Canals. And that was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that too. And then for council, just FYI, I did go to Patrick Reeves' funeral. I met all of his family, and the place was packed out. And I did let them know that he is missed at city council. And we talked about the signs and the things like that. He was very vocal with his family about it, but I just wanted you to know I went, said hello to everybody.
I just wanted to congratulate Mr. Robin and Mr. Cruz at their new appointments. Really appreciate y'all and what you're gonna be doing for us. Thank you.
If I could say something.
Sure, if you take mine, I'm gonna be.
Go ahead. Go for it. Go ahead.
Our annual 54th Pecan Festival is this weekend. Please attend and show your support for the city. Wonderful food. They have a lot of entertainment planned. And I'm sure they probably just do it together in a week or so, but, let's go out and see what a good job they've done. And, let's all pray for wonderful weather, low to mid 70s, no rain, and, sunshine during the day. So, good luck to y'all on this, and I hope to see everyone out there.
The Chamber of Commerce is going to have an information booth with one of those little, what do you call them?
The QR code,
QR code, yeah. And I'll be at the information booth sometime, so.
let's explain what the QR code is for. Okay,
Was it?
Go ahead.
the QR code is to help us we don't have a way of finding out how many people actually attend because it's one of the, last few free festivals in Texas and maybe in the nation. So, we can track wristbands sold, but that's how many children use the thing. And by, creating a QR code, which we help me do, we have a station that will be manned, and it's an information booth. We can not only let people know about Groves and what we do here, but we can, everybody that comes in can go to the information booth. All they do is scan the QR code and ask them one question: what is your zip code? And they put in their zip code, and we can find out where people are coming from. Now we can account the adults and the children together and try to get a better census of how many people turn out. And find out what people are visiting our city and how many heads and beds that we might be getting.
Very good. Thank you very much.
I just I know this is probably my last, council meeting as interim city manager, so I want to take this time to thank y'all for giving me opportunity to serve alongside with y'all. Thank y'all for the support, but, I also want to thank, the staff. We have a great staff here, tremendous folks that I got to work with a lot closer, get to know even better than I did before. And, I appreciate that. And, Chris, I do look forward to working with you more as a, interim city marshal. And, on behalf of myself and the rest of the employees here, Mr. Caruth, I want to welcome you here as our next city manager. Thank you.
Is that it? Everybody good? All right. We will adjourn at 5:47. Thank you.